Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett. It's a new month, and we've got a new Board Game Bento in our hands. Now, Board Game Bento is one of the numerous geek boxes out there. This one's geared towards board game fans. What a shock based off of the name. So, if you're into rolling dice, role-playing, card games, whatever, Board Game Bento might be up your alley. Now, the box costs about $60, so it's a bit on the pricier end of things. So we're going to open it up, show off what's inside, and see if the value is worth it. Now, at the bottom of this video, I'm going to actually go in more through the price of the games themselves. I'm going to check it out on some various sites, give an idea of the actual value of the box itself. So we're not going to do that here. Here it's more just showing off what is inside. So let's see here. So this is Board Game Bento's Party in a Box. Now, first and foremost, well, we'll come to this last. We'll start with the games, though. So Board Game Bento is like a lot of the geek boxes out there. It has a theme every single month. This one's Party. So a nice little handy card. We love strategic games with evocative plots and amazing components, but we also know that there's room in this hobby for pure, energetic fun. Gaming is a social hobby after all, and sometimes you want to step away from the tabletop and onto the couch. That's why we've put together a box of fun featuring 4 games for you and your friends. Let's get this party started. So party games aren't as competitive as other type of board games, but you do have one fierce rival in Emotional IQ, which is the first game up. This is from Brian Sloan, made in the USA. Let's see here. Emotional IQ is 120 cards, including 30 different emotion cards, 86 sentence cards, and 4 support cards. Ages 8 and up, 2 to 22 players, only 15 minutes to play. Designed by Brian Sloan, illustrations by Roman Shipinoff, box design and video by Josh McDowell. So this is Black Forest Studio. Emotional IQ is a hilarious new party game for 2 players on up to party-sized groups. It's easy to learn and easy to play. There are 2 types of cards, the emotion cards and the sentence cards. You'll choose 1 card from each stack and then deliver the sentence aloud for everyone to hear. Other players will have to guess which emotion you are using. Here's the catch. No one except you knows which emotion card you drew, and you only get 1 shot at your delivery. So how do you say chocolate ice cream is amazing in your best disgusted voice? Or that guy just sneezed all over you in a voice of happiness? Play Emotional IQ and find out. Kind of sounds a lot of fun. The fact that it's 2-player, I'm a fan of. The more 2-player games in these boxes, the happier I am. The fact that it's up to 22 players is pretty awesome. And it actually sounds like a kind of a nice, fun, simple, quirky idea. Definitely have to check this one out. It sounds like the type of game I might actually enjoy. So we've got, next, Loud About. Loudabout's from CSE Games. You can sum Loudabout by CSE Games up as a game memory meets party standard charades. One part of your brain is telling your body actions to perform while another is memorizing the action of the other players. After all, you might come head-to-head with another player and have to do their action at them to score a victory point. So Loudabout is a super fast-paced game of action memory that will make you and your friends do and say wild and hilarious things. It's ideal for both family parties and late-night shenanigans. Players must select actions and words to be loud about. The goal is to quickly act out and shout out these actions and words faster than your opponents. So you 1, pick a topic, 2, flip a card and make a match, 3, act out and shout out and score. The game comes with 58 game cards, 52 topic cards, 7 slap tiles, 1 center card, and illustrated instructions from CSE Games. It is ages 8 and up, 3 to 6 players, about 20 minutes to play. Sounds interesting. Alright, this one immediately kind of stood out to me in the box. So this is Sutaku. Sometimes a party is about being loud with your friends, sometimes like with Sutaku. From Smirk and Dagger Games, a party can be a bit more reserved. Note there are a couple of versions of this game. They've included a version with a deck of take that cards to add a player interaction element, aka the best version. So Sutaku from Smirk and Dagger Games, steeped in Japanese folklore. Sutaku was originally developed to teach the common man the foibles of wishing for more than he had. Attempt to create the tallest stack of dice in order to gain the highest score in your turn. Continue as long as you dare, but like the stonecutter of legend who is never satisfied, you may find yourself with naught right back where you began. The wise will distinguish ambition from reaching beyond one's means. Sounds interesting. All right, so this is ages 14 up, players 1 and up. Playtime 15 minutes. Contents is 12 Japanese stacking dice, a dice bag, stack board, and scoreboard. Extra large designer dice shown actual size. So these are fairly big dice. We'll show the back of that one. Back of this one actually looks rather interesting. I like stacking games. I'm kind of a fan of Jenga. I know it's a simple game and people will probably roll their eyes, but it's a fun game, especially when it comes to like drinking games. The dice stacking game of pushing is one's luck, wherein wisdom may be gained. Roll 3 dice and add one of them to the stack. Continue as long as you dare. The wise will distinguish ambition from reaching beyond one's means. So this looks and sounds rather interesting. I have to check. Definitely gonna have to check this one out. The fact that it's single player, 1 player and up, makes me super happy. The ability to play a game by oneself is really, really cool. I love the game Dimensions because of that. It's one of my favorite games. The fact that you can just play it and relax and do that to pass the time is pretty awesome. Yeah, so this is going to be one that's definitely going to get opened and checked out. Alright, next, they've got Dear Lord. I can't say I've heard of this one. One of the creators of Dear Lord from Dear Lord Games says, one of the best strategies is to act totally random. Valid advice for a game where you get ahead by doing the actions dictated by do something cards while other players are busy dueling. Dear Lord, it's got the base game expansion plus an exclusive card. So we've got the base game. Yeah. Kind of a cool cover design. I will say I dig that. We have the expansion. Yeah. And then there is an exclusive card right there. Can't say I've heard this game at all. Alright, so Dear Lord, the base game, ages 12 and up, 30 to 60 minutes, 4 to 8 players, and there's 108 cards in there. The expansion, 12 and up, 36 minutes, 48 players, 54 cards, plus the single card. Alright, so Dear Lord. Now that everything is over but the shouting, share pictures of your game. Nope, wrong one. Alright, here we go. Dear Lord Games. Dear Lord is a strategic party game for people who like to deceive, manipulate, and confuse each other. Do things without the other player realizing you were doing something because of a card. Try not to get caught as you give yourself a compliment, hit your head on the table, make up stories, or any of the other 100+ things the base game and its expansions have lined up for you. So Dear Lord, a party game with duels and bizarre things for you to do without being exposed to by the other players. Duel opponents, let the group vote on who deserves to win. The group decides how the duel is fought. Do something during the game, make sure the others notice, but don't be too obvious or they will accuse you by yelling, Dear Lord. Wrongful accusations are punished, so get creative and trick opponents into think you are doing something. Be sneaky, act strange, and manipulate the group if you want to. So this is a Kickstarter staff pick. This was a Kickstarter game, apparently. One that I did not see and totally missed. Finally, as with these boxes, they tend to give you a little something extra. We don't want you to party alone, unless you want to, so they've included some Board Game Bento game night invitations. Tell everybody there it's a party. So yeah, that's everything in here. There's prices aren't on here, so I couldn't really tell you what the value of this, but I can say it's a lot of dice games, some card games, some expansions. I don't know if it necessarily feels like $60 worth, kind of on the surface, but these are all games that I don't have. Most of these, actually all of these, I've never even heard of. And there's at least 2 that has me rather intrigued. So the fact that it's 1, 2, 3, 4 games in here, plus the expansion, is pretty cool. Now, the extra that the Board Game Bento box is including with the party invites, I could have done without that, and I don't think it really adds a whole lot to it. I maybe would rather have something of keeping track game night. That could have been interesting, as opposed to the invitations, but overall, not a bad box. We're going to go through, or I'm going to go through and add up the prices and see how things stack up as far as the value of the box itself. and, you know, crack some of these open, maybe get some gameplay videos finally up. I keep on saying that we're going to be doing that, and I've just been rather busy and haven't done it, so I need to get on top of that. But this is Board Game Bento. If you know, if you're a board game fan and this seems interesting to you, you know, I recommend it. I've been getting some cool games out here through this. This is been going pretty well. I haven't got many duplicates, which is pretty good. Overall, pretty pleased with the service, and I have to say, I think if you are a game fan, a board game fan, yeah, it's well worth it. It's basically a board game night or a couple board game nights in a box, so well worth checking out. Now, if you're interested, you can go to boardgamebento.com, or there's a link underneath this video that you can use to order your own Board Game Bento. I don't believe this one's affiliate link, but who knows. If it is, there's a little notice underneath. Thank you for watching, though. Always appreciated. You can catch us every single day at graphicpolicy.com. Of course, we're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. So until next time, thanks for watching, and keep rolling those die, and keep it geeky.